WKDQ, hello.
Hey, it's Cole.
Hey, Cole, what's going on, man?
Oh, not much. How y'all doing?
Doing very well here in Indiana today. Where you at today?
Yeah. I'm in Delaware. We got on the bus yesterday, and, man, it was a long ride. We just got here, and, yeah, just getting the day started.
Sounds good. Hey, man, I got to ask you this. I'm told that you and I have a common acquaintance.
Okay.
She claims to be your former math teacher, and she was our former manager. Do you remember a Laura Lovejoy?
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh, my God, yes, Miss Lovejoy. Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So she came up. I didn't know. Yeah, I hadn't seen them in so long, but I remember her family, her boys. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
She said you were okay at math.
Hey, that's probably why I'm writing songs and singing.
Let's talk about the music business then, if we can. How exactly did you get your big break? You know, get your foot in the door in country music.
You know, I started off in college down at Georgia Southern. It was me and a buddy of mine, Burke Allen. It was just us two. We did acoustic. Later on, we added another guitar player, but I remember the first show, I was so nervous, man. I couldn't hardly breathe, sing, any of it. And that's just kind of where I got started. We sang a bunch of cover songs. That was, I was just a huge fan of music. And, it wasn't until a couple of years into college I met Luke Bryan. And he sat down on our fraternity front porch and played some songs he had written. And it just blew my mind that, wow, there are people that, write their own songs. There's people that write songs for other artists that I love that I didn't really grasp that whole thing until college, and that's what turned me on with songwriting. I just wanted to be able to write songs that made other people feel, the way I did when I heard a song I loved, and so I had to move to Nashville, and that was a place to be. I kept in touch with Luke, and he just so happened to need a merchandise guy when I got up to Nashville. So I went out one weekend, and that lasted about 3 years. I didn't come back off the road with him, and I just learned the business. I got to see a new artist at that time. I mean, I believed in Luke back then the way people do now. Like I always thought he was a huge star, great guy, and to see how he handled everything coming up, it's like, no, I didn't move to Nashville to sell T-shirts, but boy, without that experience, I don't think when I got my break, in like 2012 or 13, that when I was getting looked at by labels, that I would have really got everything and understood how the business worked, and that it isn't all about you. It's about everybody that takes care of you. All that stuff I got to kind of learn, and I wouldn't have changed anything. I thought I was ready before I got my chance, but I would have probably messed it up. So man, that's kind of how it all got started. Moving to town, writing songs, and then going back. And people started, I had some songs recorded like Roller Coaster. Luke recorded Give Me Some of That with Thomas Rhett, This Is How We Roll. And so people were hearing my versions and that I was turning in, and they're like, why aren't you singing some of these songs? And that's kind of really what started it was. So I'd like to say songwriting is, if you don't want to say T-shirt business, is kind of where my big break was.
Well, let's talk about songwriting and actually singing at the same time. I just saw you down at the CMA Music Fest, and the past couple of years, the highlight of the night for me, especially with your set, was You Should Be Here. It's one of the most powerful moments of the night. I mean, you look out in the crowd, you see everyone with their cell phones up. There's got to be like some major emotions with that, and even some healing with that every time you perform it. Is that the one song that stands out to you?
I think so, man. I think a lot of people in radio, a lot of people have told me, that when it was out, that that's a career song, and I remember saying, I'm fine. If that's the best song I ever put out, that's a good one to go out on, because it's so personal, and that's, I've had songs. I think as a new artist, I had to put out things that were more fun and to get people's attention and let them know, there's a different side of me as well. So I just think everything about that song is why I moved to town. That's why. I remember hearing a song when my parents were going through a divorce that Clay Walker had out, This Woman and This Man back then, and I remember turning that song up, and looking back, I bet my mom did not want to hear that, and looking back, maybe that's when I knew I loved country music, because I related to it, and it helped me, and the fact that I, had to go through something, an event like that to write a song like that, that's not how I planned it, but I tell you what, my dad was the kind of guy that if he'd have known, that a song would help that many people like that, he'd have been fine with going a little early. So thank you for mentioning that. Those CMA Fest performances are my two highlights as well. So it's just knowing that, these people, you look out there, I mean, there's grown men with tears in their eyes, there's little girls, there's ladies. I mean, you just wonder who those tears are for. And I tell you, man, I'm very fortunate to get to do it all way.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's amazing to see that. And like you said, that song has touched a lot of people, even myself included. So it's one of those things that will, in my opinion, definitely stand the test of time.
Thank you. So, man, that means, I promise, that's the biggest compliment I think I could ever get. And I hate that, both of us have been through that or been through similar events. And it's crazy to know that we can all that's how we relate to each other, and we can do it through music sometimes. That's no matter where you're from, where you come, there's old songs that touch us all. And for me to just have that one, I hope to have many more. I think it opened up a new, avenue for me as people saying, maybe this guy isn't all about chilling it. Maybe, he is a real person that's just like me, and I love to show that to the fans and everybody. I just want everybody to know I'm just a fan like them. I just get to stand on stage every now and then, so it's pretty cool.
Well, speaking of something pretty cool, I remember seeing something last year about you and Florida Georgia Line. They played a little prank on you that involved your phone.
Yeah.
What was up with that? How did they get away with it?
I mean, well, we were on tour, and I don't know if it was kind of the end of the tour prank thing, and I had a song on one of my down home sessions out called "You've Got My Number," so they thought it'd be funny to say, because they said that wasn't true because everybody did not have my number, so they tweeted out, and it was about time for me to get a new one anyway, honestly. So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't the worst thing that they've ever done to me. Actually, I couldn't tell you anything worse. That they ain't never done anything bad to me, but that it was pretty crazy there for just a little bit. But I got a new number now, and hopefully I'm not going to release any more songs about my number or tour with anybody that's going to put my number up. So but no, those guys are awesome, and it just shows you that we're all close, and it was a pretty funny thing. I mean, hey, I got a lot of voicemails. So
well, yeah, didn't you call some of them back?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, yeah, I mean, I feel you can't. That gives you anxiety. You got like 2,000 something messages. You got to call somebody back. I'm like,
yeah.
God. I mean, they're fans. I mean, it's not like I called a couple back and just told them thanks for calling, and I also called Brian and Tyler back and told them thanks. So, but not for my new number. I'm not giving them my new one.
No, I don't blame you there. I don't blame you. Better safe than sorry with that one.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, man, I got one last question for you. For anyone who hasn't seen you live before, what can you expect from Cole Swindell at the Big Ol' Music Fest on July the 8th in Owensboro?
I'm so excited about that show. I swear I've seen more about that show online on Twitter and all than I have any show I have coming up. So, man, just fun. I think real. I mean, I'm up there to have a good time. I mean, there's going to be fun moments. There's going to be you should be here moments. There's going to be moments I'll cover, a country song I wish I'd written, or throw a different kind of song in one of my songs. It's going to be just a fun night, and with so many buddies on the lineup, heck, I might have to get them up there with me to sing something. It's going to be, when you get to headline and do shows and for that many people, and it's an honor, man. That's what, as all of us performers, I mean, that's what we live to do, is to get out in front of big crowds like that. And it's been several years of me doing it, and the fact that I am going to be playing it that night I can't wait, man. So just tell everybody that we got the music and the party. Y'all just show up, because it's going to be, what a lineup too. I'm just pumped to be part of it, honestly.
It is going to be a great show, and I promise you the party will be there. So be ready.
Oh yeah, I've heard it gets fun out there. So I'm, like I said, me and the guys, we're all fired up to get to play Big O, man. I've seen a lot about it.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for your time. Make sure you bring the sunscreen to the Big O. You're probably going to need it.
I'll do it, man. We'll try not to get too burnt, but it's going to be a good one. I look forward to seeing all y'all there.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in July.
All right, sounds great.